Transfer portal opens today. We're getting rolling now. Alabama, you know they're going after offensive linemen and guys to help out the secondary. What we know is to expect the unexpected. Bama, another 4-star prospect, Jaedon Harmon. A lot of people wanted Harmon from all over the country. He commits to Alabama after hanging out for the 8A game. And another Bama recruit showing off in Nashville in the Under Armour game. Yeah, Anthony Rogers, a running back, going to fit in great in that crimson and white. We're going to talk about all that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this week started, guys, with a hearty, and I mean a hearty, Roll Tide. And that 8A game, tremendous for the offense. Let's go. There he is, big sexy Elmo. What's up, man? How's your week started so far? Happy Monday. Oh, boy. You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, let's start.
I probably sound the best when I'm muted. No, everything. I was almost like one of those bad films from the 20s with a caption. But no, had a great weekend. A-Day was a lot of fun, and now we're in a new week, and guess what? The portal starts and opens today, so that means we'll probably be getting a lot of news.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to be keeping an eye on that, and you got to be kind of quiet about it, but we know that Proctor's coming back. He left for Iowa, probably saw the facilities, got a vibe of what things were going to look like, missed his buddies. Came back home to Tuscaloosa. Yeah, I know he's from Iowa, but now his home is Tuscaloosa. So I'm really excited that he's coming back. And I think he's going to appreciate just being in Alabama a little bit more, having left and now come back.
Yeah, I do too. And I was reading a lot from the weekend, of course, a lot of stories and from the weekend. And some of the comments some of the players were making about the entire vibe there in Tuscaloosa now. And they weren't knocking Coach Saban. A lot of these were former Saban players, but he had his style, and Coach DeBoer has his style. And there's just a different vibe in the building, and I'm sure Proctor's going to be one to kind of see that, and as he transferred out and now back in. But, just a different vibe in the building. It's a little more loose. Will that translate to wins and losses? Who knows? Let's see what happens, but it's not the same Saban type vibe.
No. I mean, look, he's doing local media. He sits down with anyone. I saw him signing all those autographs. He runs around with a smile on his face. And the other thing that I like about Coach DeBoer is he's just so accepting of Alabama culture and Nick Saban and wants to do whatever it takes to be successful. You know, he's so open-minded. And I know that there's going to be some losses. I mean, the way that these schedules set up now, you're not going to run the table anymore. No. You're not supposed to. I mean, these are like, closer to NFL than they've ever been.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I just hope that we all get behind this guy and support him because he's just so likable, man. I'm not saying it, I just don't see a scenario where we're going to be like, a 6 or 7 win team. I don't think that's what I mean. I'm just saying, like, Alabama's got a really good coach right now. They had a really good coach too, maybe the greatest of all time, but they couldn't have asked for a better guy to slide in and take that spot.
No, and he has the Saban stamp of approval, and that means a whole lot.
Yeah. So with this transfer portal opening, I mean, your gut feeling on what we're going to see?
Well, I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think it's going to be a show. There's going to be a lot of movement in the college football landscape. Not only in Tuscaloosa, will you see some players transfer out? Probably. Mm-hmm. And we know we'll have some transfer in. The question is, will we see another Proctor type guy? That would be a bombshell if someone who transferred out came back in like he did, or he's going to, that would be a bombshell. But there's no telling what we're going to see with this portal thing. We've been talking a lot of recruiting news for 2025 and 2026, but this portal thing is it's a different animal because we really don't know anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, you think you know, and then Caleb Downs is like deciding, who's going to pay him more and where he's going to go between Georgia and Ohio State, and it was like, this is their best player. I mean, it's been All-American, and it's just the way that it is these days, So, but I think that we're going to be on the other end of it this time.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too, and we survived that initial wave, and now it's our turn. To create the wave.
That's what I think too. Yeah. Well, you talk about the wave. I'm not really hearing much out of the team from Lee County, but I'm hearing a lot from Tuscaloosa when it comes to recruiting. And I said it to you yesterday, right? I said, be ready, or actually Saturday, I said, be ready that there's going to be more guys that are going to commit, that they showed up to the 8A game, and they're going to want to be part of the program. And now you're talking about Jaedon Harmon, who committed yesterday, another linebacker, 4-star, Rome, Georgia. This guy had a ton of teams after him.
A ton of teams. That's an understatement. I think he had, what did I say? 36 offers. He had 36 offers. And he announced that commitment yesterday, and it was a big one for a 6'1", 215-pound lineman out of Rome High School over in Georgia. 10th edition to Coach DeBoer's pledge class of 2025. And right now, that class, and we haven't talked about any type of rankings or anything, but ranks number 7 in some of the polls following this announcement. But, this shows that we're loading up on linebackers. We've already got Abdul Sanders Jr. from California, but then this is the third guy from Georgia, Mick, at the linebacker spot.
Yeah, Duke Johnson. Don't forget about Duke, right?
Duke Johnson and Luke Metz, both from Georgia. Mm-hmm. And then you got this guy, and he chose Bama over Ohio State, Clemson, and Texas. And he's a player, man. He finished his season last year with 80 tackles, eight of those for a loss, 5 sacks, 5 quarterback hurries, 3 pass breakups, an interception. They went to the quarterfinals, his team did, of the playoffs over there, and he was an all-state selection. So this guy's a player at linebacker, and Bama's loading up, baby. Loading up. And not only loading up at the linebacker spot, Mick, but, man, we're getting those kids out of Georgia.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, going next door and picking some of the best. Tennessee and Auburn were also in the mix.
Yeah.
But he picked Alabama, and I think that this continues. I just feel like the momentum from the 8A game is going to keep netting commitments to this class because it's going to fill up fast, and I think guys want to be on board.
Yeah, I mean, 36 offers. You might as well say we nabbed him from just about everyone relevant.
Yeah, no doubt. How about this guy, Anthony Rogers, running back from Carver and Montgomery? Impressive at the Under Armour camp in Nashville. And I'm not shocked. I mean, Alabama's been a running back factory, but it's exciting every time you turn around. It's been like it, honestly, even long before Nick Saban was head coach, Alabama was a running back factory. I mean, the Sean Alexanders and the Bobby Humphreys, and go on down, Johnny Musso. There's been running backs at Alabama since they've been playing football. And then Nick Saban obviously had a stable, including the first 2 Heisman winners, Mark Ingram and King Derrick Henry, right? And then a bunch of other guys in there as well. You turn in the NFL, and there's 5 running backs that played at Alabama, and 2 Harrises. I think one just retired. But you turn around and you see these guys play, and from the time that Alabama has been on the football field, that has been a position of strength, and Rodgers is going to slide right in there and be part of that.
Yeah, taking a look at some of the film from over the weekend. I mean, a lot of folks were talking about him, and if you're not familiar with Rodgers, we've talked about him a little bit. Well, we actually talked about him a lot on the show. 5'8", 185 pounds. He's going to finish up his high school career at Carver of Montgomery. But last year he played for IMG, and I think he started out at Pike Road High School. And that's where he played his freshman and sophomore seasons. And those were the years that Pike Road had a really, really good team. But this guy is a great running back. Like I say, his junior season at IMG, carried the ball 41 times, 316 yards, 5 touchdowns. So he'll finish things up at Carver, Montgomery, and then head toward Tuscaloosa, where he'll make an impact.
Yeah. So that's where we are right now. Still kind of, in the shadow of the A-Day game, going to miss not having football to cover until camp starts this summer. But what do you think about just the direction of the program? What are you worried about, and what do you think is going to be a strength for Alabama? Just kind of where we are right now with the transfer portal opening. And do you think Alabama is going to take advantage of it? I mean, is this going to be a big transfer portal, or are they just going to put a couple pieces in place?
I think it'll be a good portal for Alabama, and I think they've identified where they need to go as far as who they'll go after. I mean, I'm sure they have a list, and they've identified all the positions that they want to go after. They know the weakness of this program. I think the offense is probably ahead of the defense here at this point, and coach is an offensive guy, but can't take a whole lot away from A-Day. I know a lot of people had higher expectations of some things, but once you've kind of got over the initial A-Day and really started to think about some things, a very vanilla game. I'm not worried about this team. I believe we're going to be just fine. And let's get some guys out of the portal. I think it's going to be a busy portal for everyone across the nation. There's going to be a lot of stories come through, and I think a lot of those will come through Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, and the other thing too is keep an eye on basketball. I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, is Estrada going to stick around? Rylan Griffin's already transferring. I mean, Estrada can't stick around. I mean, I meant Sears and Grant Nelson are the two I meant.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to stick around? Who's going to leave? Who's going to come in? I mean, that's another thing. It's so much fun covering a football and a basketball team that are both competing at high levels. I want to give kudos to the baseball team for beating top-ranked Arkansas and winning that series. Exciting for the fans, exciting for the program. That's that Western Division's tough, Mick. You're a baseball guy, but when you got Arkansas and Texas A&M, they're those two front runners. They're really, really good, but you got Mississippi State and Alabama kind of battling for that third spot, and this was a big win, especially on the A-Day weekend, to upend the number one ranked Hogs at home.
Yeah, and right this year, SEC baseball, and I mean, it's been like this for a long time, but it is really like this in 2024.
Right, yeah.
The home team is beating up the road team, and it doesn't matter if you're number one in the country. I mean, Bama struggled at Kentucky. They struggled at Georgia, but when they've been on their home field, they've been as good as it gets, and hopefully that continues. But, yeah, I mean, to win walk-off style on Saturday and then to just come back and just, hog tie Arkansas.
Yeah. And just a brilliant game by Adams, Zane Adams yesterday, the starter. 5-0 win, big win for Alabama and Coach Rob Vaughn.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So we're excited about baseball as well. A couple things, guys. Show's brought to you by Pearl River Resort, celebrating 30 years over in Philadelphia, Mississippi, hour and a half from Tuscaloosa. 2 hours from Birmingham, not far from Brett and Jasper, not far from really anywhere in the state of Alabama. But they've got Dancing Rabbit Golf Course. Everyone watching the Masters going, hey, I can't wait to get out there and play. They have the Augusta that you can play, one of the great golf courses in the South. And they also have the Timeout Sports Lounge, which is a Vegas-style sports book, table games and slots. They've got the spa. They've got the water park. It's really a fun place, and you don't have to go all the way out to Las Vegas to get that same experience. Bunch of really big concerts as they celebrate 30 years coming up this summer. Boys to Men, which I'll be honest, I've always loved Boys to Men, and I can't wait to be there to see them in person. I mean, I know I can't sing like them, but I have sang along to those songs forever.
I make love to you.
I love them.
I can see you, Mick. I can see you, Mick, going down the road in that $high-dollar car of yours. That sunroof open and windows down. You have
somebody close to hold.
Yeah, looking for somebody close to hold. I make love to you.
Big and Rich, Gretchen Wilson, Brian McKnight. I mean, it's a really star-studded lineup as they celebrate 30 years over in Philadelphia. So check them out for yourself. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. Plus, a lot of really cool restaurants in there, good food and good times. And you get the group friends and swing over there and hang out. And I'm telling you, it's an easy getaway and a fun place to go. And then the other thing I want to do is bring this guy up here. There he is again. Brett Elmore from the Brett Elmore Show daily, 6 to 10 on WJLX and Jasper, the sound of Walker County.
That's right. Join me in the mornings, 6 till 10. And I look forward to meeting you there as we get our workday started.
Yeah, man. And I enjoy the show, man. You do a great job.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, have a great week. If something breaks, obviously we're going to be keeping an eye on that transfer portal, and we're going to jump on here and, if something significant happens, tell you about it. But like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up. And seriously, thank you guys for making our channel so successful. It's been so much fun doing this. And this used to be kind of a dead time, but with this transfer portal, get ready because here we go. Just buckle up, everyone. It's going to be interesting. And roll Tide.